Back to the daily grind, and shout out to the full-time patrons. Make sure to hit subscribe if you're new and hit thumbs up if you're not a baby back bagel biting bitch boy, cause you know what time it is. It's full time.
MMA.
Well, scissor me timbers, Xerxes. The Lioness Amanda Nunes just successfully defended her UFC bantamweight title against Raquel Pennington, the Prey. That's not Raquel Pennington's actual nickname, but that's what it was this fight, because this looked like a lion stalking her prey. Not only stalking her prey, but eventually catching her prey, playing with her prey, dismantling her prey, and eating her prey and defecating her prey out. That's what this fight was, man. This was a no-moss situation. Raquel Pennington, going into the 5th round, she was sitting on her stool in the 1st round and said, "I'm done." And the commentators were like, what do you do here? Her corners heard her say she's done, but the fight kept going. Are you supposed to, as a corner, throw in the white, are you supposed to throw the surrender, throw in the white flag if you're her corner? You're supposed to get your fighter out of there, right? She just said she's done. I believe Raquel Pennington's nose was broken at that point. She was leaking going into the 4th round. I'm talking about Amanda Nunes was going for the kill, had her mounted, had her in the full mount from the back, just raining blows down on Raquel Pennington toward the end of the 4th round, and you could just see blood coming out of Raquel Pennington's nose, which looks like it was actually dented in, like Amanda Nunes actually broke her nose earlier in the 4th round, and it was just leaking by that point going into the 4th round, at the end of the 4th round. So Amanda Nunes dominated this fight, that's for sure. She was emotional after the fight because her and Raquel Pennington were friends going into this fight. Amanda Nunes said this was the hardest thing she's had to do because, they were friends. She was almost tearing up after the fight. Like, I don't want this to mess up our friendship. I just had to defend my belt. I had to do what I had to do in here. We're going to go have a beer after this. I don't want this to affect our friendship. Me, of course, Amanda Nunes' girl, Nina Ansaroff, and of course Raquel Pennington and her girl Tisha Torres. So with that being said, these girls were friends going into this fight, but when it comes to that belt, it's a huge opportunity, life-changing opportunity, and Amanda Nunes seized it, and now she's defending it. She just passed Ronda Rousey to earn the most finishes in women's UFC history, which is a good stat for a champion. Now, tonight, UFC 224, it was a fun night of fights, great night of fights, but there was a lot of competition between Bellator 199 and Vasyl Lomachenko, the boxing fight, right? So the numbers might not be huge for this UFC event, but it was a great night of fights. We also got to see Amanda Nunes defend her title successfully, and man, one last thing to touch on was her post-fight speech. That thing might have went on for 15 minutes. I don't think there was anybody left in the arena when she was done speaking. I think it was just the people that came with her and the UFC executives by the time she was done. Thank you to my big sister because back in the day, thank you to my little sister. Oh, and I can't forget my middle sister, my first coach, my 3rd coach. She literally thanked everybody around the octagon. Dana White and the UFC for changing my life. Amanda Nunes was very thankful after this performance. Defended her title successfully at home. She didn't call anyone out on the mic like Cyborg per se, but Caitlin Vieira is another #1 contender coming up that they've talked about for Amanda Nunes' possible next opponent, the next #1 contender. Amanda Nunes didn't take too much damage in this fight, didn't sustain any injuries, so maybe we'll see Amanda Nunes defending her belt again sometime in the near future. With that being said, it is what it is. Let the full-time family know what you think in the comments about Amanda Nunes successfully defending her title against Raquel Pennington at UFC 224. I'm out. And as always, thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit the subscribe button and also hit the notification bell right next to it so you're notified every time I upload a video. I'm out.
This is #1 bullshit.